Okay. So jackal lizard is basically if you Not the right standing there, huh? Yes. A big guy?
Hey, big guy.
Oh.
Whoa, you ran.
Moving rocks that was around the road. You bring our goggles.
Yes, a snorkel.
Basically, if you look at the rhinos, you get quite a few. If you look at that guy, that one's horn. It's fairly long, almost looks like it's curved back.
Yeah.
But look at the base of it. It doesn't look too thick.
Yeah.
Now, if you look at the one directly behind it, it's a bit shorter, a bit thicker. These particular ones, it's a bit harder. They're still teenagers, so but basically the female, quite a bit longer, quite a bit thinner. Males, bit shorter, bit thicker. Now these ones, the horns aren't quite exactly right because they're still teenagers, so the horns are still coming into effect. You'll see when you find proper dominant males. These guys are what's known as a waterbuck. Now they get their name, the waterbuck, from the action. So in other words, a big hungry lion comes running towards them, their first action is to find water. Now of course you've got two waterbuck there. You can actually see there's the male and the female. The male, we just came from some male waterbuck. You can see him sitting down there with his horns. There's your zebra. Now with your canoe or your wildebeest, so like basically the guy in the back with the black, that's the gets famous.
Yeah, they're down there by the beginning of Brigham and
Beasts of antelope. Yeah. So these guys, they're big, but they're still basically like big teenagers. They've still got a bit of time. Usually the big dominant bull looks small.
Leo.
So elephant as a whole, he's the ultimate vegetarian. So as rhinos you saw earlier, they're eating quite a bit of grass, 80 kilograms of grass. So it's all to do with his feet. So if you look at his foot, it almost looks like a column. But if you cut away his foot, it's basically him standing on his tippy toes, and the rest of the foot is basically a big pad or a big cushion. So as he's walking, it's basically like walking a big pillow. You might hear a stick snap, maybe a bit of a grass, maybe a leaf. But yeah, you won't hear physically thud thud.
what are they doing now?
Have you been on safari?
He's trying to steal his friend's food.
Oh, yeah, it's not romantic.
Yeah. These are actually the ones from Eastern Cape. You've got a 20 and 25-year-old, and this other child is a 15-year-old, and then he's got a 7.5-year-old. So the 7.5-year-old is a young female. The mom, unfortunately, of the two, she died. She died a week after giving birth to the smaller one. Now with your females, they're the tough ones to bring up. Any reserve with males, you basically phone them up, and the guys will come along to inspect and say, okay, there's food, there's water, there's space, go for it. How many elephants do you want? 2, 3, 10? As long as there's space and food. The elephants are typically looking 60 to 80 years old for them to live.
Wow.
Now 60 to 80 years, depends a bit on where he goes. Back with a nice big tusk. It's a 50-year-old. He's basically the dad. Closest to...
At what age do they like start breeding?
They could breed from about 15 to 14. Then they can cross over.
Have they ever tried walking out on the road?
Sometimes you'll fall have. Luckily not the elephants. The elephants have broken the fence, but surprisingly haven't gone walking out.
Well, they just smashed through an electric fence.
So that's all that's left of. Out and touch the lion. You can just hear the male roaring, eh?
She's still coming, Kevin.
Hey, boom. And now these are, of course, your buffalo. Cape buffalo to be exact. Now your buffalo are part of your big five. Now your big five, you go way back to early 80s. Big trunks. Trunk over 2,000 muscles in it alone. The trunk is basically working like a hand. pick up grass, and sticks, and flowers. Otherwise, the trunk can pick up 2 tons. The trunk alone. 2 tons. They basically pick up. The young female, they're normally together. Sometimes they break apart. And then the teenagers that we saw briefly on the hill there of the fall, those ones you normally see hanging around together. The rest of them you normally see one by one. So you might come around and be like, oh, well, that's hill. Looks like there's one giraffe. Oh, down there there's one. So giraffes for the most part are solitary animals. So they basically form temporary associations. So you might come around now and you'll be like, oh, there's 2. Come around this afternoon and be like, hang on, there's one giraffe there, there's one there. So they don't really have any plans. Yes. Only when it's mating season. Then all the males want to chase off the females. Then you'll have a bit of fighting and going on. There you go. So a giraffe basically has 5 stomachs. Quite a few. So he basically goes up to all the bushes and leaves. He eats as much as he can. When he's hungry again, bring it up, turn it like bubblegum to the cone.
Like if you watch, you see those massive teeth, huh?
The elephant is basically... Oh, beautiful call there. The elephant is basically the king. Don't chase him away. Of course, if it's a big stroppy, a big bull, he might try and bite him, he might try and thing. But normally the elephant says, I'm bigger than you. This guy's just poking his head up.
How heavy are they?
So like now they're resting, so they're typically looking about 6 to 8 minutes. They can hold their breath. There was one, you might see him poke up again in the middle. You literally just saw his nostril. So that one fast asleep. So you look about every 2 to 3 minutes it has to come up and have a breath. So hippos can basically, Mr. Impala, it's the wrong day to run past me.
No.
Alex, where's those cheetahs? Oh, look at those colours, huh? You can see the very thick, fat tail. Oh, you know that.
Oh, they're both, Leo, look, they're both up.
Now your lions, I'm going to go my way, but your males, he might be like, he's going to make you on that.
Oh, there it is.
Whoa, that's a shot with the light.
Beautiful, huh? It's surprisingly small. Oh, that light in the background is stunning to note.
No, the sun's coming.
Hey,
Some new ones.
Yeah.
It's always the winter sunsets that are amazing in this country.
We have amazing sunsets.